Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Count, here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. Today I'm going to be telling you how I am preparing for the Johto Tour event this weekend. It looks like it's going to be pretty similar to the Kanto Tour event with a couple of new additions. So I'm really excited about it, and I do think that if you are well prepared like I am, you're going to have a really great time. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So let's roll the intro and jump right into it. Alrighty, so let's talk about preparing for the Johto Tour event. Now, based on the information that we have, it looks like it's going to run fairly similarly to the Kanto Tour event. So a lot of the tips that I have in this video is going to be based on my experiences with the Kanto Tour event last year. First and foremost, I am stocking up on as many items as I can, more specifically with Pokeballs, incense, lucky eggs, and star pieces. Typically, I will use these particular items in certain situations, but I've been holding off on using them in those situations this week, and that is because I want to save them up for the Johto Tour event. Especially when it comes to incense, I really do think that having as many incense as you can going into the Johto Tour event is going to allow you to get the best experience. And that is of course because some of the new shinies will be spawning exclusively from incense, and also you will be able to pick up unknowns as well. It's interesting because when it comes to unknown spawns during special events like the Pokemon GO Tour events and Pokemon GO Fest, Niantic is making them exclusively through incense. And yeah, this time around we're going to be getting a brand new shiny unknown, and that is Unknown J. So I do hope I end up picking that up, and in order for me to do so, I will need to have a whole bunch of incense ready because I will need them running around the clock. Now when it comes to Pokeballs, I'm hoping to get at least 500 Great Balls and 500 Ultra Balls before this event because I do plan to catch as many Pokemon as I possibly can. Even though I will be shiny checking for most of the event, I do plan to get as much Stardust and experience as I can, mainly because it's going to help me finish the collection challenge as well as get the experience that I need in order to hit level 50 because I'm really close. Now the next thing that I'm focusing in on is scheduling the day out. I do plan to do at least half of the duration from 9 AM to around 5 PM. I would like to do the full duration from 9 AM to 9 PM, but I do have a couple of things that I need to take care of at night, so unfortunately I will not play the full 12 hours duration. But regardless, I do plan to play as much as I possibly can, and even though I won't be playing the whole time, I really do hope I end up getting a whole bunch of new shinies because that is probably the best part of these Pokemon GO Tour events. And yeah, part of scheduling and planning out your day involves the venue. I'm going to be playing in one of the best spawn points in this area. There's a high density of spawns and an absolute ton of Pokestops at this location. It's definitely going to allow me to continuously be stocked up on Pokeballs and items, as well as be able to do those trainer battles because there's a ton of Pokestops there. And of course the spawn points are on point in this location, so I do plan to grind it out in this area, but I do have a couple of backup venues as well, considering that there may be some non-Pokemon GO related event at that location, and maybe it's not going to be as populated as other places. So I have that in mind when it comes to selecting the venues. I have one primary location that I plan to play at, but I also have a couple of backup locations as well. I highly suggest you plan it out very similarly. Make sure you plan with a couple of backup venues just in case the primary place you want to play at is going to be inaccessible. Now, one of the core features of the Kanto Tour event last year was, of course, the collection challenge as well as the special research. And the special research last year led you to Shiny Ditto, but this time around it's going to be Shiny Celebi with a special move, and I do not want to miss out on that. But at the same time, I do not want to miss out on getting a bunch of shinies throughout the day, so I want to make sure I rush through the collection challenges as well as the special research. So one of the the things that I'm doing right now in order to make sure that happens is, of course, talking to the local communities. I've been actively discussing with a lot of different players on Discord in order to find out where people are going to be playing, what ticket version that they bought, and just planning out sections of the day where I will be doing a lot of trades and battles and whatever is required to complete the special research as well as the collection challenges. I think this is something important regarding this event because last year it kind of threw me for a loop that I needed to actually trade for certain Pokemon in order to complete the collection challenges. And yes, I was lucky enough to find players who had the other version of the ticket and I was able to complete it that way. But this time around, knowing that that's going to be part of the collection challenges, I'm communicating with a bunch of my friends on Discord to make sure I have a lot of those trades lined up. For this event, I am going to be going with the gold version, more specifically because there's just certain shinies that I really want out of the gold version spawns, but I am talking to a lot of players and finding out who has the silver version. And among all of those players who have the silver version, I have already lined up a couple of trades regarding some of those incense exclusives, so I do not miss out on those for the collection challenge. I highly suggest you do the same thing. Make sure you're talking to your local communities, make sure you communicate which version of the ticket you have, and link up with a couple of buddies that you can do a couple of trades with during the day. And if you did not do the Kanto Tour event last year, then just know that the collection challenge is very grindy. It's going to involve a lot of catching and a lot of raiding and a lot of things like that, so do be prepared for that. And like I said, I really think it's in your best interest to rush through the collection challenge and the special research early on so that you can focus on just collecting shinies throughout the rest of the day. It's really what made the Kanto Tour exciting, and I do predict that it's going to be one of the highlight features of the Johto Tour event. But of course, you will want to make sure you have plenty of time and plenty of breathing room in order to catch those shinies, so make sure you prepare for these collection challenges as well as the special research so you do not have to worry about them for the rest of the day. Now, one final note that I do think is pretty important is, of course, that you will want to stay hydrated and you will want free access to a bathroom. I think that was one thing that I really regretted about the Kanto Tour event. I picked a location last year where there wasn't any bathrooms or a gas station of some sort where I could pick up a bottle of water, but this time around I made sure that those sort of places are readily available in case I need to go. So yeah, when you're picking your grind location for this event, make sure you know where you could use the washroom and where you could pick up a bottle of water if you need it, as well as a couple of snacks as well, considering that this is pretty much a full day event, because the last thing you want is to interrupt this full day of grinding in order to go find a washroom or to pick up something to eat. It's really going to hamper your experience because it's going to be different spawns around the clock. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited about the Johto Tour event, and I'm pretty excited at the fact that there's going to be brand new shinies and a couple of interesting new mechanics that they're going to be trying out. Like in relation to the legendary beasts, they're going to kind of treat them like how they did in the mainstream games, where if you encounter it, it will run away, and you have to go through this whole spiel in order to actually catch them. And I'm really excited to see how that will turn out because yes, this will be the first time we will see wild legendaries, and it's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited about the Johto Tour event, and I really do think Niantic is going to knock it out of the park, especially if it's going to be anything similar to the Kanto Tour event, and I really did enjoy the Kanto Tour event last year. So yeah, anyway, let me know how you are preparing for the Johto Tour event down below in the comment section. Leave your tips so that we can all have a great experience. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch y'all later.